Customers coming in for their check engine light. First thing we want to do is scan the codes. We got code P0446, which is something to do with the evap system vent. Before we get too deep into this diagnosis, there is a simple test you can do for this code. So the fuel tank pressure sensor should be reading 1.3 to 1.7 volts. Right now it's reading 1.4 volts, but you have to take the fuel cap off and then come back and look at it, and it should still be reading in between those numbers. And it's still reading 1.43 volts, which is good. So the fuel tank pressure sensor isn't the problem. So now let's move on to the vent solenoid. So I actuated the vent solenoid and I was able to hear it clicking. Okay, so now I know that the vent valve is getting a signal, it's making a noise, but I want to make sure that when it's closed, it's actually sealing the system. So I want to do a smoke test. So let's get all this off. And right over here on this side is where we want to hook up. So I went ahead and closed the vent valve, and then I hooked up my smoke machine and made sure it was sealing, and it actually was. So right here was when I was starting to second guess myself. The fuel tank pressure sensor tested good, and then the vent valve was testing good. So I wanted to double check the fuel tank pressure sensor. Another test for the fuel tank pressure sensor is we command the purge valve to 50%. It shouldn't go above 2.5 volts. Not good. So the second test verified that the fuel tank pressure sensor was bad. That's why it's always good to double check your work, don't go too deep. So that's what I did, and it ended up paying off. So if you guys have any car questions, be sure to drop them down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can help you guys out. But that's all we got for the video today. Be sure to stay tuned for the actual repair.